Yep. Your eyes do not deceive you by the title alone. Hello everyone, it's me, Quan before the video, and today, let's talk. I know you guys are thinking I'm going crazy with this idea, but hear me out. Give me a bit of your time, and I might just convince you about the Five Nights at Freddy's cinematic universe. Let's begin. I think it's safe to say that FNAF as a franchise, Five Nights at Freddy's as a franchise, is a juggernaut. Okay? I think a lot of people tend to forget that Five Nights at Freddy's was never supposed to be the hit that it is today. Like Five Nights at Freddy's was essentially Scott's final game, the first one. The first Five Nights at Freddy's game was Scott's last attempt, his last try of doing indie games because he was hitting so many roadblocks. Did he expect that this was going to be a hit? No, he didn't. Likewise, did he expect so much love coming to this? No, not really. He just genuinely made a game, a horror game, because of the whole, feedback from Chipper and Son. And well, FNAF 1 happened. Then 2. And then 3. And then I guess the rest you can say was history. We got more books, we got more games, we got more everything, really. So it's safe to say that Five Nights at Freddy's, may it be better or the worse, became huge. And of course, a movie was bound to happen. A movie that was announced during the years when Sister Location was getting ready for launch, as well as during the time where Five Nights at Freddy's Silver Eyes novel came out as well. And then we didn't get the movie. And then we was multiple games later, multiple books, and then 2 more sequels, and then heck, we got Fazbear Frights, and now we got Tales in the Pizzaplex, and now we finally got the movie you've seen before you. So, where am I going with this? Well, really think what you just heard me say. Think what you just heard me say. Dang, the grammar is not good. I mean, just think what I just said. Five Nights at Freddy's is a juggernaut, and we're finally now getting a movie. But we know how many games there are right now. Like FNAF 1 is just only the tippy top. We got FNAF 2, 3, 4, Ultimate Custom Night. Oh my goodness. Five Nights at Freddy's 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator. Heck, Help Wanted, AR, Special Delivery, and now Security Breach. And DLC Ruin is coming out shortly this month. Suffice it to say, FNAF is a juggernaut. It has too many characters, too many storylines, that having one movie is not going to be it, Chief. So yes, I do expect this movie I'm still expecting this movie coming out on October, on Halloween no less, to be the first of kicking off what I think is the movie cinematic universe. But what's going to happen in the movie? I will say that I'm not here trying to tell you how the movie's going to play out, more like how I see the plot of this movie, as well as the plot as the potential sequel and the last video. So yes, I do believe this is going to be a trilogy of sorts. So, what do I think is this going to be? Well, let me just tell you this much. For those who will not realize this or haven't realized it when the trailer was out, I do believe in some way the first movie is gonna be somewhat of an adaptation of 2 games in particular. FNAF 1, of course, but also FNAF 3. The reason why I say this is because, come on, we got the original animatronics right there. You're seeing them on the screen right now, and we already know we got Golden Freddy as well. And come on, it would be a little weird that you're not starting an adaptation of the first game. But you could kind of understand why William Afton was shoved here in the first movie. Because as much as people would like to have FNAF 1 to be like, you know, the magnum opus, we can all agree that in terms of villain wise, there was not really an active villain. Oh, sure, back in the day, we all thought Freddy was the villain because it's his name. But, you know, then FNAF 2 came out, and we figure out that there was a purple guy out there that was basically stuffing the animatronics with dead kids. Then number 3 showed out, and we actually have to deal with the villain, the purple guy, which we now, and then after that, we learned his actual name was William Afton. Remember those days when we all thought his name was Vincent? Huh. Weird times. But anyways, yes, I do believe that the reason why they push William Afton here to be first in this first movie is that we gotta have an actual threat. You can't really have a threat you can't really have a movie which is just phone calls and just animatronics not walking. We need an active villain that we can hate. And I'm sorry to say this, but if in whatever reason they made the CEO of Finite of the Fazbear Entertainment be the villain in the first movie, interesting, yes, but also you're kind of robbing people from the villain we all know. Especially since the CEO of FNAF right now is becoming a very sensitive topic. People saying that Mr. Burrows from the Tales in the Pizzaplex is canon, while people are still somewhat in belief that Mrs. Afton is the one who's controlling everything. So I think going with William Afton being our first villain is the right choice. Plus, it mirrors in the books Silver Eyes, so yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure when we see this movie on October, we're going to see that it's basically adaptation of the events of FNAF 1. But it does end with William Afton doing what he does in the Follow Me minigame, getting himself trapped and then spring trapped and becoming the third act villain. Where I do believe at the end of the movie, Michael will burn down the place. FNAF 3 style. And, well, yeah, I feel like that's gonna happen. And I wouldn't really be surprised if Michael was the one who boarded up the safe rooms where William Afton is stuck there. I mean, many people were saying, who in their right mind would leave someone who's clearly clenching for life? I mean, even if he was an evil person, who leaves someone to just bleed out? The only two people we know who would have done such a thing would be Henry and maybe Michael. So, but I still believe that Henry was the one who did it in game. So maybe switch it up a bit. Maybe it's Michael. Maybe, give us a truly answer who locked up William away. But I don't know. I just think that we're going to see that Michael will probably burn down the Pizzaplex, but not the Pizzaplex, the pizzeria at the end of the movie. Now then, FNAF, the movie 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. What can we see with this movie? Well, a lot of things can happen, and yeah, so there could be some things, but here's what I think. If and only if there is a Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and let's be honest, there's going to be. I mean, you can't tell me this movie's not going to sell a lot of money because of theorists like us and because of fans of the Five Nights at Freddy's fans. But anyways, I'm thinking the second movie would probably follow the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, in which we're getting the toy animatronics, which, let's be honest, it would be sweet seeing them, and also the withered animatronics, but different. Like I can't like come on, spice it up a bit. Maybe I don't know, either you make the withered animatronics like normal, or you make the classic animatronics here, but with the characteristics of the withered animatronics. Like imagine classic Bonnie with no face. Imagine classic Chica with her jaw just wide open and no arms. Like I would love that, to be honest. But, honestly, I just think maybe you should bring in the Witter animatronics. Just show us that battered, beaten look. But, what would the plot be? Well, I feel like the plot would be simple. Michael is going to be investigating into William's misdeeds, which would probably lead him to another set of murders he committed. And in some way, the second movie could, you know, you could bring up another ghost that we didn't see. I think it's already clear that I've reacted to the trailer of the movie many times, or you guys already seen it many times, but something was interesting. We only count 5 ghosts out there. But we know there was more, and one character is specifically absent. Charlie. Charlie, or Charlotte Emily, Henry's daughter. And heck, even Henry, like, do we know if Henry's gonna be in the movie? Probably not, because, like, if you try to squeeze every important character in this movie, it's just not gonna work. So, if there is gonna be a sequel, which there is, I'm thinking that the second movie's gonna focus on the relationship between William Afton with Henry and Charlotte, and we'll probably see what happened to Charlotte and what happened to Henry. Will I believe that Henry will show up in the movie as an old man? Maybe. Or we could just see him as flashbacks. Like flashback sequence. It depends. It depends, really. And then comes the third movie, which is the final movie of this trilogy. Because let's be honest, if Blumhouse actually decide to make more than 3 movies, then excited, yes, but also I'll be worried. So I think 3 movies would be enough. And FNAF 3 is just gonna be, if there is a Five Nights at Freddy's 3, then obviously I feel like you can somewhat do an adaptation of FNAF 3 and FNAF 6 with, you know, William Afton surviving the fire and is back for vengeance, and Michael tries to free the children's soul and destroy his father once and for all. Now I get it. What I said is kind of blasphemous because I'm avoiding many fan favorites. Like, I'm avoiding the Phantom animatronics, I'm avoiding the Nightmare animatronics, and I'm pretty sure people are getting mad at me for this one. They're getting mad at me because I'm basically glossing over the Funtime animatronics. And you're right, okay? You're right. It does seem like in a way I'm ignoring those cast of characters. And I do admit, I really wish that Blumhouse would make the Five Nights at Freddy's cinematic universe and we get more than 3 movies so that we can see everyone there. But let's be honest, guys. If we're going realistically speaking, I feel like Blumhouse will only make 3. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, God knows how long it took to make these animatronics here come to life. How do you expect them to make the sister locations? Like, do I want to see Circus Baby in the movie? Yes, I would. Would I love to see her faceplates open up? Absolutely. Absolutely. But logistically, like, realistically, I just don't see it coming. I mean, yeah, I mean, the Phantom somewhat, just do a little bit of editing with computers and such. And the Nightmares, I feel like you can, somewhat. So, I'm sorry, guys. Like, if you guys were expecting me to say, oh, the Nightmares are going to be in the cinematic universe, or the Fun Times are going to be in the cinematic universe, yeah, sorry, guys, but realistically speaking, if Blumhouse was thinking to making more movies about FNAF, they would probably be focusing on a 3 movie series, like a 3 movie trilogy, and would probably be tackling robots that they know they can make happen, like the classics, the Wizards, and maybe the rock stars or the mediocre melodies, depending. So that's really what I got, to be honest. Like, again, I'm really sorry for anyone who really thought I was gonna say the sister location crew, the nightmares, and the phantoms. But hey, you know what? If you think that they can do it, comment down below. What would you think would that movie be about? So yeah. So go on, comment down below and tell me what would be your pitches. What would be your pitch of adding the Phantoms, the Nightmares, and the Sister Location crew into the Five Nights at Freddy's cinematic universe? Matter of fact, I will do you guys. How about you guys do me one better? Okay, I would be very interested to see. What would you guys do? Comment down below. What would be your pitches if you were the one who's setting up the Five Nights at Freddy's cinematic universe? I would very much want to know what you guys are planning to do if you were in control of making a FNAF cinematic universe. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video and subscribe. We're trying to upload daily. This is Juan Gamer 54 signing off.